Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. To Sci, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys in the viewerverse, I'm going to be talking about YouTube. Yeah, so my journey into YouTube, why I picked up doing content creation, the joys and the pitfalls of being a content creator for No Man's Sky and on YouTube in general, because I have sort of spread it out into doing vlogs, and I've been doing sort of like real or fake videos and reaction videos even to cryptids, because I'm quite into cryptids. Most of the games I play usually contain big creatures or vast landscapes to explore. I'm an explorer at heart, yet in the real world I've only ever been to Spain and Tenerife. So yes, you're going to learn a bit about me inside of this video as well, people in the viewerverse. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you pick up some tips and some inspiration if you want to become a content creator. Yes, so people, back in the day, I used to have other channels. I had a paranormal hunting ghosty channel where I used to go looking for spirits and things, but they were freaking invisible, so that didn't pan out too well. I also done another channel on conspiracy theories, but when I say conspiracy theories, it was finding actual truth within the side of news clips. So I'd get news clips from Al Jazeera and Fox News and BBC, and then I'd look at them all together and play them out together and sort of show where the truths lie and then where media spin was. So it wasn't really conspiracy theory per se, but then it would delve into that if sometimes there were mistruths or alternative ideas in the given truth from the media. So yeah, fake news was something that I used to use as something that I used to put up on the actual screen before it was ever a thing. You know, this is like the 2012s or whatever. It was freaking ages ago. Anyway, none of those channels did too well, to be fair. So I had an idea of how to edit video, is what I'm getting at. I already had an idea of how to edit video, and I also had an idea of what YouTube's algorithm was like in picking up and giving content to people. So I already had an awareness, but I'm going to try and help give you guys that awareness and insight in this video to give you a little bit of a head start. Okay, so why did I get into doing content creation for No Man's Sky? Well, back in the day, I used to play the Amiga 1200 when I was a little mini Captain Steve, and yeah, Elite was freaking awesome, procedurally generated universes, very polygonish, but in my head, when I was playing that, you had to use your imagination. What I imagined was something very similar to No Man's Sky. No word of a lie. So as soon as I saw the trailers and things like that for No Man's Sky, I was like, this is the game of my dreams. This is the game that I've always wanted. This is what was in my mind's eye when I used to play Elite on my Amiga. And yeah, I jumped straight in and I played it. I loved it. It was freaking awesome. Back then, there was no player model. Now, I always thought, oh, I'd love to do an adventure in this, but it'd be nice to have a third-person view. And as soon as Next dropped, I was like, this is it. This is where I jump on in. And we've got this little droid on our shoulder that I've named Exo, and I used to do voice acting for it, and I had a different channel back then. And I used the same Gmail account that I had for my alternative news and fake news type conspiracy channel, and also my paranormal channel. But because YouTube doesn't really like those videos after Google bought out YouTube, I mean, all of those clips got freaking muted anyway and stuff. So yeah, that channel died a death, and sadly they wouldn't monetize my gaming channel even when I hit 1,000 subs. So I had to pretty much start my channel all over again. So yeah, that old channel where I've done the adventures with Exo and voice acted it and everything is gone. So sadly, I haven't got all my old footage. But I do plan on doing that again when PlayStation VR 2 drops. Hopefully I'm going to get that, and I'm going to do a whole playthrough again. Did a voice acting for Exo, hopefully, in like a mini-series all in VR, as long as the video quality is good on PlayStation 2 VR. We'll see what happens. But if not, I'll wait until there's a major, massive update that makes me want to replay again from start, and I might do it then. So hopefully I'll be bringing that to my channel in future. Anyway, what you're seeing in the background here is me editing my videos. So yes, you spend a lot of time as a content creator playing the game, maybe a couple of hours a day, and then you're going to spend that time equally again, because you've got to go through all that footage you've recorded to edit it. Now, it's very time consuming, and it depends on how good you are with your editing skills, and it can feel like a chore at first when you first start out. You know, you've played the game, you've had your enjoyment. The editing part takes a little while to get into actually enjoying doing that, especially because there's a learning curve, because you've got to learn how to splice the clips, how to put them together, how to put in transitions, how to overlay your music, how to import clips if you haven't got what you need there. It's like when I've got the little things that pop up and say please subscribe, please like, and all that sort of shenanigans. I had to make those in Photoshop as a PNG and import them into the editor. So I make quite a lot of edited content, mainly because the platform that I'm on, YouTube, predominantly serves up pre-edited content. That's what they were there for right back in the original day. They're now moving their focus somewhat though. They're now trying to push forward people doing live streaming or shorts. So either side of the spectrum. I mean, live streams are usually really long format videos, and shorts are what they are, what it says on the freaking tin. It's like competing with TikTok. And you're seeing people right now just uploading TikTok video after TikTok video. It's like, what the... Why are you trying to turn YouTube into something that it's not? It's almost like YouTube at the moment has got a struggle with its identity, but at the same time it does give you more sort of formats that you can put out. I have done some shorts, and I have started moving my channel towards doing some vlogs, and short format sort of serves that up quite nicely because it's portrait mode and you can do a little clip as like a trailer for your vlog when you're going somewhere nice. Like if I went to London for the day, I might do a little short to say, oh, I'm going to London, yes, look out for that video, that sort of thing. But it doesn't work when it comes to gaming. Gaming is predominantly in landscape form, unless you're playing a mobile game that's in portrait, but we won't go there. But yeah, I'm playing on PlayStation 5, so most of mine is like, 1080 whatever, 4K, and it's in landscape view. So doing a short is really difficult for gamers, so it's very hard to put that out there. I just wanted to make you aware, people in the viewerverse, that YouTube often experiments with things, and they're experimenting with short formats. So if you've got an idea at the moment to try and boost your channel, I would say try putting out some shorts. If you can do it, then do it, because it's going to help you massively, because YouTube at the moment is really pushing that. So it's again looking at the platform you're on. It's like if you just want to do live streaming, YouTube again is pushing that at the moment. They're trying to compete with the likes of Twitch. But, Twitch has got quite a lot going for it in the way that you can use a heck of a lot more emojis. There's better gifting systems for membership. There's better raid systems over there. They're trying to emulate that and bring it into YouTube, but they're doing it in a very sort of janky, messy way that's not half on par yet with Twitter. So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do edited short form format, I'd say YouTube is the best place for that. If you want to do short form format, at the moment, TikTok. If you want to do live, it's Twitch. So yes, editing takes up a massive portion of your day, but not only that, your channel takes up quite a lot of time. Answering comments, liking them and hearting them, and maybe replying to questions that you get is going to take up a massive portion of time. In fact, I got myself the Samsung Fold phone mainly because it's just easier to type up messages on it. My eyesight's not as good anymore, people. But yeah, so if I go into my YouTube on here, I mean, look, it's a freaking massive phone. It freaking folds, yeah? So yeah, if I go into comments, if I've got any comments at the moment, yes, I have. But yeah, when I hit reply onto one of these, look at the size of the keyboard that I get. So I've even adjusted the way that I use devices to help me out. I also use TubeBuddy to help me out as well. I'm just using the free version of TubeBuddy. But what I would say is there's a rule of three. Make sure that your titles have got all your keywords in, and your description has got all your keywords in. I just copy the title and put it in the description. But then also in your tags, make sure you've got all those words in your tags as well. And then during the first moments of your video, make sure you mention pretty much what's in your actual video title. So I got keywords there, 4chan, so you're going to see me mention 4chan at some point in here. I'm probably going to mention that I'm playing No Man's Sky, even though it's freaking obvious. I've got the word speculation. I'm going to say I'm going to be doing some speculation today, people, because it's in my title, it's in my description, it's in my tags, and it's pushing it out there so the algorithm it can understand what's going on. The algorithm and Google or YouTube, whatever you want to say, has created all these captions under here from what I'm saying. It's speech to text, and it's going by that. The tags inside of YouTube, when you're putting the tags on your video now, aren't so important. YouTube actually reads the text that's on your thumbnail. So make sure you've got legible, clear text on your thumbnail. I've found that since I've done that, it's really boosted my click-through rate, which means that your thumbnail's working and people are clicking it. But it also means that YouTube is recommending that thumbnail a little bit more often because it's got the text in there that marries up to your actual title and to your tags and to what you're saying in the video. So it's really important that you get this into your head quite early with your videos, because if you've got it all tagged up and correct and you've got that done for a big swathe of your video, video portions, maybe 10 to 30 videos, hopefully YouTube's going to know what your channel is about. So when people start searching for No Man's Sky, it's going to start giving it out. Now you're going to be diving into your analytics a heck of a lot as well, and looking at channel stats. And at first it can be a bit mind-blowing. You're like, well, what am I looking at? Now there's a lot that I like to look at. I mean, the revenue, that's never freaking right, doesn't because I'm over in the UK, and before I even get any of that, it's being taxed by the American tax office based on how many people in America watch. And when you look at my demographic, most of mine is over in America. So what you're seeing on screen there definitely isn't what I got. Just to be truthful and honest and transparent, I got about £800 this month. And if you look at these stacks that you see in here, you can see the sorts of up and down spikes. Now there, whenever there's an update, you can see here on these low ones, you can see I've gone off and played something else for a while, Elden Ring, Dragon's Dogma, that sort of stuff. And then when you see a spike, you can see it's been Outlaws, or it's been like to do with an expedition or something like that. And my popular videos have sort of moved a fair bit. If you're doing content creation on a singular game, like something like No Man's Sky, it is going to be a roller coaster. You're going to see those peaks and troughs. So every time there's a new update and new content, boom, it goes up and then it drops back down. My average month revenue is about £400, even at 25,000 subscribers. It's minimum wage at best. But what I would say is a hobby that's paying for itself. At the moment, I'm upgrading mics and cameras and also investing in Ivy's channel, because we're both content creators. It sort of splits it across the two when it comes to, UK revenue and taxing and stuff, because it's only taxable on my UK viewers, roughly, or they are speaking. And also I'm investing in Ivy's channel, so all the spades for digging and all that sort of stuff, it can go across tax or whatever. Anyway, that's the boring bit. I done 70 odd videos this month, okay, and that resulted in about 1,000 subscribers, and this was at a peak. So during peaks, I also do more video content. I do in between about 1 and 3 videos per day when there's been an update. When there's no update and there's a lull, I might do 1 video per day, okay. So again, but that all translates. But if you haven't got content, there's no point in hammering out video after video that no one's going to watch, because you're only going to just damage your channel. So sometimes I try to find like a secondary game to run on my channel, and it's usually open worldy, it's usually space driven, or it's got massive creatures in, like Monster Hunter or Cyberpunk or something like that, something that's similar in sort of sci-fi type, worldy type stuff. But you are going to be diving into analytics, is what I'm trying to put across to you people. There's a lot of sort of understanding what your audience wants and how to deliver that into verse and give them what they want to see without oversaturating it or pushing that element too much. It's about diversifying as well. I mean, you can see that I'm moving into doing more vlogs, giving a bit more of my personal life, even videos like this, which I'm going to be putting on the Content Creators Community Discord, which I put a link in the video description there. If you're thinking about becoming a content creator, this is a newly formed Discord. It hasn't got much in there at the moment. It's got some great content creators in there, and it's got people that are going to be giving great advice for anybody that wants to start up doing a channel. Now, what I would say is having a brand sorted is quite paramount to starting off in your early days. It's like I went for Captain Steve, and you saw there I brought up a channel list page of all other channels called Captain Steve, so I'm up against Captain Steve Rogers from freaking Marvel. But once you've built your brand, like, well, this is my old logo, this is my old freaking top, but I've got a merch store based off of that brand. I would suggest keeping your colour scheme maybe to about 3 to 4 colours, so it goes on to merch quite easy. Full colour stuff, you might limit yourself to what it can be printed on and so forth and so on. And also try to go for vector drawn images if you can. I highly recommend Inkscape for doing all your sort of artwork in. Or if you haven't got the artistic flair, you could always hit up Fiverr and say, I want a brand, I want it to be about 4 colours, and I'd like it to, be transmissible onto merch and things like that. And, if you find the right person on Fiverr, they might even be able to do it all for you. Thankfully, I started off life as a graphics designer, making signs and things for a promotional company, so I've got those skills, so it translated over to this quite nicely. And I've got quite a few editing skills when it comes to videos too. So there we go, people. That's pretty much where I'm going to be drawing this video to conclusion. But what I would say, if you've got any other questions or if you want help or anything that I haven't covered that you feel I should have, head on over to that Content Creators Community Discord link. I'm an active member in there. There's a lot of other content creators, mostly No Man's Sky content creators, but there are other content creators from other platforms and doing other sort of game coverage or vlogs or whatever that are slowly coming into that Discord. And it's just a happy place to mix and match ideas, maybe find collaborations, share tips and hints, whether things are changing algorithm wise, what YouTube direction is going in, all that sort of stuff. All the good stuff that I've covered in this video is the sort of thing that you're going to be finding on that Discord. Hope to see you there. Until next time, goodbye, and goodbye again, people in the viewerverse. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.